So if we're defining what an apocalyptic worst scenario today would be, let's just not talk about nuclear. Let's talk about some kind of virus. Go down that little wildfire outbreak UK virus that I've been part of and filming for the past few years. And we've got the new video out as well. It's called Last Camp. It's a short video, but you'll see. There's a twist at the end. So I don't know who's watching me there, so like and subscribe. So for me, if suddenly everything came to a stop, slowly the tractors and sound in the background would finish. And naturally I'd be alerted on my device that something quite terrible had happened. There'd be that usual announcement, wouldn't there? Stay indoors and you will be rescued. By who? And that's the thing in this modern day society. We're not prepared for the worst. We've got this emergency system that has gone off recently on our phones to tell us that we're testing. It's a testing service. So what would change actually? What would really change? Well, obviously there'd be some notification on my phone. Stay indoors while I'm out on the farm. Stay indoors because there's out people acting in a violent way. So obviously I need to get some things to defend myself. And also they would be also after the animals. I would have to make some kind of decision. Do I keep on all the animals? Because the sheep would be okay. I'd let the chickens roam free. They wouldn't last long with the foxes. But I'm sure the eggs would be quite valuable. So when you think about apocalyptical things, I think people are affected more in the towns and cities. This is all on the first day, the very first day, some kind of kill people in towns and cities. It's the first thing that people want to get away from the towns and cities, and they're going to be a risk to me and the animals. So there's no police law and order, so I'd need to defend what I've got in a way that I need to make sure that people are not fully aware that I'm here. I'm sure night times would be the worst. So I'd need to have bells and sort of things set up to stop people creeping up on me. I'd need to go to local fields and I'd need to get as much barbed wire arranged around the place on pegs and posts and so on. So with little cans and stuff rattling to make sure that people don't creep up on me. Yes, I have been watching episodes of The Walking Dead and how to be aware that people are going to want what you've got. The one good thing about sheep is that they can eat grass, and as long as you've got enough grass around, and I'd have loads of grass for the sheep to feed off, because the local farmers would start to panic and sort of abandon their land. So I'd be in shepherd mode, protecting these sheep. For what end would I be protecting these sheep? They'd be a valuable commodity. So we're still talking about the first day of some kind of apocalyptic scenario and things going really wrong. And naturally people would be going to supermarkets and taking as much stuff off the shelves as possible. And for me, how do I survive? How do I eat? I'm a vegetarian. I've got all these sheep around. And with no sense of refrigeration, that's a big problem. So having 29 sheep, so if I'm killing one a week to eat, obviously that's going to go off. I'm going to run out of food quite quickly. So these sheep are quite a very important commodity. So those of you who've just joined me, I'm just having a bit of a apocalyptic rant. Cody Robinetti, right? Cody, please like and subscribe to my channel. And so getting out of the this minute. Yeah, it's yeah, I am struggling in this weather. It's really, really hot. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. I thought I'd have a little chat. Doomsday scenario, apocalyptic scenario, and all the rest of it. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. So I'm here in the digs, West Wales. Yes, hi everybody. So we've got Mandy, Fire, Zeddy, and yeah, I'm just talking about one of my interests is filmmaking. I'm a filmmaker as well as an actor, farmer. So I'm on the farm, archaeologist, book writer. Thanks for subbing, guys. Thanks for subbing. And I was just talking about, you know, it's okay for people to talk about, you know, if the worst happens. But what happens if the worst happens? You know, history's been full of viral outbreaks, and the problems with viral outbreaks is that they suddenly come up on you, like COVID. And if you're in towns and cities, you're a bit buggered. So or anyone who wants to make a donation towards our filming, which is Wildfire Outbreak UK, you can make a donation. That's good. And the new episode is like a short of Wildfire Outbreak UK has just been has just come out on my channel. It's called The Last Camp, and we've got this great sort of actor. We've got the great actor in it called KARL-JAMES, which is me. But we've got a great director, film maker called Jacob Halliwell, and the footage that we just put out, which is on my channel, Last Camp, is very, very interesting in that it's just about scene and setting, and there's no talking in it at all, unlike me talking now. Oh, hiya, Black Patches dog. Are you on to my live tonight? My Zoom live tonight? And water needed. Water needed. Do you know what? I've got the classes tonight, and we've run out of the stock of cans that we had. Cans of drink, not alcoholic. I think what I want to do today is I want to do some book writing stuff. I did really well with the book writing last night, and the problem is with book writing is that you've got to make decisions about what you keep and what you don't keep, and what you keep and what you don't keep in a book is the eventual parameters of where that book's gonna go. Oh yeah, one thing I got to check for my column for the newspaper. That's what I'm going to do now. We're going to do a bit of checking. Haven't completely decided what I'm going to do for my column in the newspaper this week. Haven't completely decided at all. It's based on a single building. I'm wondering if I've got information on a single building. I moved from zombie apocalypses and filmmaking to my column in the local newspaper. It's got to be done. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Anybody making a donation on the channel would be absolutely great. So I'm planning to do a column on a local building in Barry. And I've got to usually try to get my column done by today, but that's not going to happen. Spent about 3 or 4 hours on writing my column for the local newspaper, as Black Patches dog well knows. And So tonight with my class, so apparently add a question and answer sticker, right? Best part of waking up. Yeah. What's the best part of waking up? Apparently, start questions and answers. Best part of waking up, you're alive. That's a good one. I got this really weird thing up online now, so probably have a chat until sort of the hour, and then I'm gonna crack on with things. And bit of music there. Next subject, politics. What do people feel about politics and what's going on in the United Kingdom today? I think it's really depressing that we've got a new prime minister that's not been elected, right, which is a bit upsetting, and things have really changed on the political front in Britain. It really has. It's just like suddenly we've got somebody who not as many people have actually heard of, Barry Burnham. If you're outside Manchester, you wouldn't have heard of him, right? And he's the new prime minister going to be. I don't know what people feel about that, but why? How can we have How can we have prime ministers that are not elected by the people? It's just wrong. Britain's been doing a lot of this recently, a hell of a lot. So just checking something on my phone actually. And anyone got any questions for anything they want me to discuss and talk about before I go? And again, really appreciating everyone liking and subscribing. And I don't know if anyone's actually got EE, but where I am, the reception for EE is excruciatingly bad. It really, really is. So tonight with my Roman class and my very general stuff as well, we've got a few people away. And I think we'll be continuing doing the Roman stuff as we were doing yesterday. It's a little bit about God, I should know. I bloody wrote the bloody thing. It's been a long day. Fishbourne Roman Palace tonight, so that's what we're going to do, and a few other bits and pieces. So I think I'm going to go now, and I'll be back live tonight. And all of those, thanks for subbing. Hi guys. Not really sure how I respond this sort of thing here. I don't really know how I respond to messages online. I just don't know how to do it, but on this platform. So I'm just checking one thing on my device here. So I'm using a Samsung device, and let's have a quick drink. I don't know where you are, but it's really, really hot here. It really, really is. It's excruciatingly hot. I'm looking at my live now, right? Because this is a live, because when I usually do a live, I do a live via Zoom. And I'm just going to say one thing, right? How many of you actually follow David Icke? How many of you actually follow the likes of Neil Oliver? And there we go. We're going to do that. And we're going to come in with this. And we're going to go bang. Do you know, I can actually, yeah, if I come in on my other platform, I can actually respond to people. So there we go. So nobody saying anything. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. For some reason, I've got the E platform on the one phone, and this is Vodafone. It's not happening. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go now. So I'm back on live tonight. My live chat about the Romans tonight. at 7:10, and we'll be looking a little bit about the Fishbourne Roman Villa Palace and a few other things. Before I go, don't forget to like and subscribe, join my channel, and if anyone wants to join my channel, then joining my channel is £1.99 a month, and every single penny helps. And do you know what? I used to do buy me a coffee thing, but I haven't done that for a while. Really haven't. And there we go. Skip. I've got a hoodie on in this image, and we've got that there. Yeah, I'm just trying to get to where the comments are on this. Never mind. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to what are you selling, right? What are you selling? Well, guys, if anyone actually joins my channel, right, I will give them a copy of one of my own books, right, which is Romans in South Wales. If anyone's into the Romans, and obviously I've got my. What am I selling? I'm not selling anything really, but yeah. So I just wanted to. Oh, hi! We got more people joining us. So anyone interested in history and archaeology, join my class tonight with images, lots of discussion. It's via Zoom, and it goes out on my YouTube platform. And if you want to, you can come live on Zoom, right, if you become a member, right? Which is a member of archaeology community, which is £10 a year. And then you've obviously got the monthly fees or whatever to join the classes. So that's that side of things. And we've got my books, Romans in South Wales. We've got Ghost of Glamorgan, and all those books are £10 each anyway. So we've got Meg on there as well. Nice to have you online. It was just like a little bit of a general chat today. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'm going to, I was going to go then, right? I was going to go, but I'm just going to work out. Just going to go there. Right, and I'm going to get off this. I'm going to try and work out what I'm doing with my column in the newspaper, the Barron District News. So let's see what we got. A bit of information. I was going to do like a building from about the 1898, which just trying to find information on in Barry, as I do my local column in the Barron District News. Oh, how did they carve the granite sarcophagus at Giza? Surely not bronze chisels. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, that's an interesting one. I've got a student, and don't forget to like and subscribe. MFU in HF. Join my channel as well. How did they? Well, I got a student, right, called Bill. Right, he's been to Egypt a lot, and he's been one of my archaeology students for quite some time. And bit by bit, we're actually coming across iron technology in Egypt, right? And you're thinking, hang on a minute, what's he on about? So when you're building the Great Pyramids, Cheops, Great Pyramids, Cheops, so we're talking about 2,600 years BC, so 4,600 years ago, at the same time that Stonehenge is being erected, right? He's got this theory that they must have used iron, right? But when you're talking about various sarcophagi at Giza, these things being found from 4,000 years ago, longer, 2,000 years ago, granite is a very hard material, and trying to carve granite with copper, bronze, is basically impossible. You can't do it with silver, you can't do it with gold, can you do it with other stone? Well, you could, but that's going to take a long time. So I think when we're talking about ancient technology, there's a lot of answers that we haven't got. There really, really is, right? If we want to talk about the Antikythera mechanism found in 1902, and we're just thinking, well, that's been in the sea for over 2,000 years, and you're thinking, well, what is that about? Do we actually really truly know? And and also the accuracy at the inside corners involving the Great Pyramids at Giza. We're talking about the work of Flinders Petrie, and Flinders Petrie was one of the first to make a plan of these Great Pyramids to an accuracy of, I think, 0.01 millimeter or something, right? And he was able to survey that. So if you take, you're thinking, right, somebody, 100 and, what did he do, 100 and 120 odd years ago, we're talking about Flinders Petrie. No, 130 years ago, Flinders Petrie is surveying the Great Pyramids, and he's got an accuracy of like 0. whatever millimeters. He's able to do that with rudimentary equipment that he's got in Egypt, right? So he's able to do it. But up until that point, nobody else has. And it's all about knowing and understanding and learning this technology, right? So I don't know, MFU in F, I can't really pronounce that right. I'm glad of you to come on, and hopefully you're subscribed and liked. And if you want to join my channel, as I say, £1.99 a month. I think what you've got to appreciate is that people were able to do these things, and that's when you start off with a starting point, say, right, they were able to, over 25 years, build the Great Pyramid, right? A Great Pyramid itself, Khufu's pyramid, and we're just thinking, right, we built that, right? And over 25 years, we now understand that people did it in the service of the pharaoh rather than the slaves. Slaves couldn't build that type of stuff anyway, so it's not possible. The Germans in the stop program after 1942 thought that they could build weapons of mass destruction using slave labor, and it turned out the slave labor just doesn't work. People are not the best when they're slaves. So these Great Pyramids are being constructed, and they're there. It's done. So I think what I probably need to do is do more of these lives and more of these chats and stuff. So the answer to how did they carve the granite sarcophagus is that they did, not aliens, they did, right? But the technology they learned to do them is something that we've still got to learn. And the normal rudimentary person would not be able to survey the Great Pyramid at all, but Flinders Petrie did. How old is Göbekli Tepe? Now, that's a really interesting one. We're not talking about Çatalhöyük, we're talking about Göbekli Tepe, all in sort of southeast Turkey, right? Çatalhöyük, something completely different, but obviously that's dating back to over 8,000 years. Let's go Göbekli Tepe. The problem is with Göbekli Tepe is that it's the same as the pyramids. It was constructed. These were constructed. So the date range from Göbekli Tepe, I've done a video of this, is sort of 6,000 to 10,000, right? And it said, well, how can it be 10,000? Because they didn't have the technology to do this. And yes, they did. They did have the technology. And I'll just give you one example before I go, right? And it's Dodgy Git. Oh my God, Dodgy Git's there. Dodgy Git, you joining me tonight. Lovely. Don't forget to like Dodgy Git. I'm not going to talk to you unless you put a like on this, right? And you subscribe as you already are, right? Dodgy Git, I'm on tonight at 7:10, right? So make sure you're online. With Dodgy Git, we're talking about Göbekli Tepe, right? So I think what archaeologists have got is they've got timelines. And if something doesn't fit in a timeline, you ignore it, right? So the best way of looking at this is a metaphor. You're talking about 1879, right? Um, we're talking about Islandwana and Ulundi, and we're talking about Rorke's Drift. But if you look at it, there is a number of other battles that take place where the Zulus defeat the British, small skirmishes or rather big skirmishes, right? So with all of that, you think about the campaign Ulundi where Cetshwayo was defeated eventually. Cetshwayo before defeats a big British army, Islandwana, brilliant. And as far as I'm concerned, Rorke's Drift is a draw, right? But everyone ignores all the other bits around the edges because they don't fit in with the narrative that you know, if the Zulu had more troops, they would have been able to defeat the army hands down, right? But we don't want to hear that because it doesn't add in with the history. So when we talk about Göbekli Tepe, right? When we talk about Göbekli Tepe, it is possible to build Göbekli Tepe with the technology that they've got, and they did them, and the carving. So I think the problem is with Göbekli Tepe is the fact that they're these long stones and they're upright, right? Well, they did that with Stonehenge, right? And there's some of the stones at Avebury, for example, 50 tons in weight, and people were able to do that. And people don't question that, but they do question Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe is doable. So aged Göbekli Tepe, when I did looking at Göbekli Tepe, probably between 8 and 10 rather than 6,000, right? So anyway, so we've got a little bit more how James Olver, I'm fine. James, thank you very much for asking. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe and join my channel. £1.99 a month. Dodgy Git, how the 88 Bible books got to and stayed in Timbuktu. Right? How did 88 Bible? Right, Timbuktu. Well, they're there. They got there. You know, missionaries. Africa was massively Christian at one point. And here we go. Right, here we go. Michael Caine saw them off. I don't know who Michael Caine saw, but we love him. We love Michael Caine. Hi, James. All good, but hot, hot, hot. It is hot. With dinosaurs, 'twas built. Yeah, we love dinosaurs. We love them. James Silver, I'm okay, but I'm at court in a couple of weeks after I got arrested last month for what I did on Snapchat. James, whatever you did on Snapchat, right? You know, you got friends. What did you do on Snapchat, James? Just tell us what you did on Snapchat. Please tell us what you did. We'll go to that in a minute, right? I can't stand the police either. So there we go. Dodgy Git, nothing left because we ate them all and used all their bits. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Dodgy Git, Romans bar steward dies the books in 700. Probably. I don't know. Oh dear, Mr. James. Subbed. I know nothing of archaeology, but it is fascinating. Well, MFU, I really appreciate you subbing, right? Can you please join us tonight at 7:10, right? I'll have a live stream going. I've got my Zoom going. It's all for the good of the country and things that go bump in a night. It really, really is. We want to know hey, Dodgy Git, we want to know why James what he did on Snapchat. We want to know. Okay, just give us an idea what you did on Snapchat. If you said that Keir Starmer was a cunt, right? He is a cunt, and yeah. So I don't think you'd be put away for that now. I really don't. Andy Burnham's a twat as well, but that's life. They all are. All these politicians. Anyway, I don't know why I got onto politicians. It's dinosaurs, politicians, same difference, right? Oh, right. MF. Dodgy Git, the dinosaurs, we ate them all like Native Americans. No, Native Americans, there's loads of them around still, right? James, what did you do, Holmes? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, here we go. I sent a full body picture of myself to a boy on Snapchat, but I didn't know he was underage. Oh my fucking God, James. Oh my God, why did you do that? Right, James, I don't care about your sexual orientation, right? And I am wearing trousers. There we go. I am wearing trousers, so there we go. So I'm not doing anything illegal myself. So right, James, right. if you did send a full body picture, right, on Snapchat to an underage person, right, why? Right, why did you do that? Right, and I gotta be honest with you, right? If you want to have relationships with people, right, what you need to do is have decent relationships, consensual relationships with people. Don't need to send photographs around, right? You really don't. It's just wrong. Oh God, James, why? Like, fuck's sake, man. Yeah, I'm with that one, James. Right, Snapchat, right? You're in court, right? So first things first, right? First things first. I think you need to realize that sending photographs naked of yourself to anyone is not the thing to do, right? If my missus said, send me a naked photograph of yourself to me, right, I would say, you take the photograph, right? I'm not going to send that to you, right? You can take the photograph. If you want to take a photograph of me naked, then you take it, right? But I'm not sending any photographs naked. You shouldn't do that, right? So James, the lecture is, right, you've got to admit that you've done wrong, right? That's it. Don't send naked photographs of yourself to anyone in future at all, right? Not at all. And actually, MF, you have got it, right? MF, James, listen, right? I've done legal stuff. I've been involved in court cases, right? Nothing to do with what you're talking about. But the one thing that courts need to hear is that, one, you've got to agree with all of us, all the two of us, Dodgy Git and MF, right? One, you did the wrong thing by sending a naked photograph, right? Whether you thought the person was above age or whatever, right? You've done the wrong thing, right? Don't gaslight. Judges do not want gaslighting, right? Whether the person was above age or underage, they don't want gaslighting. You need to say that you did the wrong thing. One. Secondly, MFU, James, get help while you can. James, you need to get some help now. If you get help now, this minute, straight after this live stream, you get help now, and you say, I've done this wrong. You start getting some help, and you say, right, don't gaslight, say, I've done the wrong thing by sending a naked photograph of yourself to somebody, right? You've got to agree, I've done the wrong thing. And if you get all of that in place, right, the courts won't have to order you to do anything, right? They already know you are doing something, right? So I think legally, right, you are in trouble, right? Legally, you are in trouble, right? The courts can shut the book at you, but what you need to do is you need to admit that you've done wrong, right, James? And you need to get help. That's it. Don't gaslight. Courts hate gaslighting, right? Courts, horrible truth and admittance. Humans are the error, not the system, right? SVA Vassing. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All of you, I'm going to get to 10 now soon. The best part of waking up is thinking that you can continue to sleep again. What a life, right? And I got to be honest with you, but best part of waking up for me is knowing that I've got a fresh start to the day, right? I've got a fresh start. And the other thing, James, right, is that you've got to change yourself, right? After this, you can do something different, right? Stop worrying, do something different. So you've got the two things. You admit you've done wrong. That's the one thing. The next thing, you need to get help for what you've done, and that's it. So guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. It'd be really nice to get some more likes and people subscribing on here. Tonight I am on live, and if you look online, some very terrible things. So Dodgy Git, presumably yes, create change via knowing you are the error and at fault. Yeah, good. I think this is that. MFU, what is the channel about? What, this channel, right? I originally come on to have a little bit of a chat. I'm an archaeologist, I'm an actor. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a farmer. I'm an author. I'm a journalist. And I occasionally spout off about politics that I don't want to talk about. So that's life. So this channel is about everything, really. It's about you. It's about you, what you want to make of this channel, right? If you want to invade Poland on a Wednesday, then that's completely up to you. It's completely up to you. It really, really is. Really, really is. Right. Woman, right, hang on. Woman's no Romans knowledge absorbing. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know what the hell that means. Don't know what the hell that means. Live stream. Judith video. Oh my God. Somebody sent a message earlier on about Judith's video, right? And they were saying, make a video about Judith's video, right? It's about the Roman stuff. It's about the Roman stuff that she filmed on the Isle of Wight. Do you know what? Right, actually, MFU, right? I would love to do reenactment stuff, right? And you can obviously tell that this is reenactment stuff, right? And I've got some film stuff here as well. And we've got another one here. This is like a medieval sort of thing. Right, I do pirate stuff, right? I do pirate stuff. I play a pirate. And I would love to do more. I would love to do more. I would love to do more reenactment stuff, but it's just meeting the right people to do reenactment stuff. And if anyone's out there who wants to do some reenactment stuff with me in West Wales, right? Usually pirate stuff, right? We could sort of sit around a fire filming it and sort of whatever, right? That'd be good, right? So yeah, I'd love to do that type of thing. So Dodgy, James, if I get help now, will it help me from going on the list? Right. Everyone coming on this. So, right, James. Right, James. What you've got to mitigate in a legal point of view is that, one, you admit that, oh, hang on, I got chainmail. I got a chainmail suit, right? I do have a chainmail suit. Anyway, James, we've got to get back to James. No, James, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. You've got to like and subscribe, right? Right. MF, can we just come in on the reenactment stuff in a minute, right? And we'll go to Dodgegate. Dodgegate. It's normally about history and archaeology. We'll get to Dodgegate. We've got to deal with James. We've got to. Right, hang on, Dodgegate. Right, shut up about the sins of the flesh. Right, first things first. Right, let's do your legal brief. Right, you've got to get a legal brief. Right. You tell your legal brief, you're already getting help. You're already seeing help after this. You've made phone calls. You admit, and the other things, you admit blame, right? You did send a photograph of somebody, right? That's it. The judge doesn't want to hear whether you felt it was the right or the wrong person. You did send a photograph to somebody that was wrong, right? Two things. And the first thing, you need to get a legal brief. I can't represent you because I just don't have the time. Secondly, I was slightly training to be a solicitor years ago, so there you go. But that's the other me. So legal brief. You need to get help now. Make phone calls. Get out there. Admit you've done wrong. See that help. You need to get people behind you. You are getting help. This is what you're doing. And thirdly, right, you admit you've done wrong. That's it, right? Whether it was the person of age or whether it was somebody underage, you've done wrong. That you can't gaslight. That's it. And I think the fourth thing, nobody can guarantee that you won't go on a list, right? You probably will for 6 years, right? But let's not worry you at this minute, right? I think by admitting complete blame, by seeing all the help, and the fourth thing in court, right? You should go when you're in court, say, can you help me? That's it. That's the fourth thing. Well, actually, a legal brief wouldn't say the legal brief is there to basically say that you don't admit fault. That's bollocks, right? That is absolute bollocks. You've got to admit fault. End of. Right? You've got to. Right? Recent situation. I was driving without insurance because the insurance company did not tell me that they had cancelled my insurance 2 weeks before. Right? I could have taken this to, didn't. Right? And the reason why, it's my responsibility to make sure I got fucking insurance. Whether the insurance company didn't tell me that they cancelled my insurance or not is bollocks, right? Like and subscribe, guys. Right, MF, right? I do actually have a really nice chain mail top, which is not here at the minute. Right, I'm just going to double check. Where is my chain? Oh my fucking God, guys! I've got the chain mail top. Fuck me. Fucking hell, away. Whoa. Guys, look at this. Guys, look at that. Chain mail. Look at that. We're having it large. These, look at that chain mail. Doesn't that look sexy, MF? Way. Look at the chain mail. Whoa. We're loving the chain mail. Whoa. Chain mail. Bloody hell, fucking hell. Oh my God, that was good. So yeah, so yes, MF. If you are in West Wales and you want to get involved with some reenactment stuff, I need you, man, whoever you are. So I've got to write down Judith's Roman video. We're going to do Judith's Roman video. Right, keep talking, guys. Right, this is how I work. Judith Roman video. Right, I got a post-it note system. A post-it note a day. That's it. And then I've got like a post-it note book, and I just scribble through things that I've done and things that I haven't. Right, so is anyone still talking? Are you all still there, guys? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's invade Poland together. Right, let's move on to something more positive, guys. Let's move on, man. Let's just move on. Let's just move on to something positive. Fruit and veg. Do you know, I can't believe that today is so hot. I just got to go through my head. The chickens are safe down at the bottom. The sheep are safe up here. The sheep have all got water. Chickens are okay. The turkeys should be okay. Guys, I've got to check on the turkeys a minute. Must have been fucking Tom. Must have been. Well, I'm back again. Are we all still there, guys? Is anyone still talking? Come on, man. I'll just keep you, and hopefully somebody will say something else in a minute. Oh yeah, I'm glad you like my hair. Cool. So who's James? Yes, boy. Thanks. Love your hair. I don't like waking up. Why don't you like waking up, man? Why don't you like waking up? It's all for the good of the country. That's what they say. Do you know what? It's all for the good of the country. Do you know what I mean? We're loving it. The politicians do look after us, don't they? So, got to go to work, hate my job. What do you do as a job? Tell us what you do as a job. Go on, please. What do you do as a job? If you're a police officer, then you can fuck off. Because the best thing to do with police officers is to put them in a cold room and throw away the key. So that's life. I don't think anyone who's a police officer is nice. Professional mountain bike rider. Oh, you're a guide. We love guides. We love guides. Guides are good people. Oh my God. EE. I don't know if anyone's on EE. Is that a Welsh accent? Dwi'n siarad Cymraeg. Pwy ydych chi? Dysgu Cymraeg yn y Prifysgol yn Gaerdydd. Iawn. Nawr atebwch chi 1, 2, 3. Bydd siarad Cymraeg. Iawn? Siarad Cymraeg. Dim siarad Cymraeg. Siarad y Saesneg is graft, mate, and the people are generally numpties and moan. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, that's the way it is. By the way, James, hopefully you're subscribed and liking my channel. So and join my channel if you can. Yeah, James, we've been trying to put the words to rights at this minute. I don't speak Welsh, sorry, only know Araf. Slow. So where are you then? So where exactly are you? And oh yeah, just reminded, I gotta sort out new insurance for my car on Saturday, right? So Somerset fella, top of the world, just sir. I don't know what to do when I'm in Somerset anymore. I was over there. I was protesting over there, and anyone protesting here. See, I don't know what to say. Top of the world. Insurance is a scam. Yes. Do you know what? I've had my insurance cancelled twice this year, and I don't know why. Because I just don't know why. I got an old car though. It's a Peugeot. It's a Peugeot 306, and it's 26 years old. And they don't seem to like it. So my next insurance is going to be something like 700 and something pounds. For what? For what, I do think it's a con. On recovery is even worse. God, that is bad. Recovery is even worse. It really, really is. I sheared a sheep yesterday, by the way. I'm sorry, but I need to dash to my allotment to harvest some stuff. Really enjoy the chat. I will be back. Well, we love harvesting the old It's smoking the weed, man. Smoking at the weed, man. Oh, yeah, I got to look at my radishes. Do you know what? I got really good radishes this year. So I like radish sandwiches. But, do you know what? Oh, my God, I might actually do some rhubarb. Yeah, do you know what I might do? I might do some rhubarb. I'm going to do some rhubarb, and that'll be really good. James, if you've got notification bell on your subscription, then you'll know when I'm here. So that'll be absolutely fucking great, right? And if you do join my channel, it's £1.99 a month, and I'll send you a copy of one of my books, either Ghost of Glamorgan, 1 or 2, Romans of South Wales, up to you, but it's £1.99 a month. And if you are interested, then that'll be absolutely great. That'll be sorted, man. I'm online tonight at 7:10, teaching my archaeology class. James, it's been an absolute pleasure. So I don't know, I'm going to keep on here a little bit longer, right? And I know what I'm doing with my insurance on the weekend. Oh, and I sheared a sheep yesterday. A sheep sheared. And it's called Sweep. He's a beautiful boy. He's got a really nice fleece. And do we eat sheep? No, we don't. Well, we don't eat them because their fleeces are far more valuable. Look it up, right? We've got a fleece and we keep the sheep going for about 6 years. You know, that's how long sheep live. So that's basically 6 fleeces at 40 quid a go, right? To take a sheep to the knacker's yard is 40 quid, right? And then you've got to sell the meat. Try and keep it fresh in this weather and try and get a market. No. So, and we sell a manure as well. So this is what we do. And I don't like the taste of meat anyway. So that's why I'm a vegetarian. Do you know what? I might not do another sheep today. I might not do another one. And we got some more Lissig pillars out as well. So that's good. A Lissig packaged. That's good. A Lissig packaged. And so I think we might do some more packaging tomorrow of a Lissig. I've got to do a live Zoom tomorrow of that as well. So that's good. Oh, I did some more painting of the caravan. Oh, yeah. Do you know what I've got to check? I've got to check, right? I've got to check to make sure the paint is on its way for the caravan. Oh, odes to joy. Here we go. I've got a little campaign in Lampeter as well to get the university up and going again. There. 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 And we're going to go Amazon. There. Joe, reception is so bloody bad. I just got to wait half the time. This is on Vodafone. So I did. Which I got. I paid. New propane yesterday. Propane bottles probably last about 2 years. It lasts ages. Caravan. And I painted the caravan. If I could work out when the paint's coming, paint takes bloody ages to dry. Usually. But in this weather, it just goes off straight away. Which is great. But when I'm working like this, and it's just like, can't get reception on my other network, which is EE. A lot of my stuff is Vodafone. And whoever else is out there, right? Say hello. And I'll have a little bit of a chat with you. I'm thinking about I'm gonna have to do my column today sometime. Rhubarb. I have to spell it. Rhubarb. There you go. Oh, Amazon. Right, let's check the bloody Amazon account. I could just give the paints on its way. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyone out there, we're just sort of doing a general waffle. We've talked about loads of stuff, really, from court stuff to archaeology to pyramids to insurance to jobs to everything. Waking up, dinosaurs. Yeah. Bro, are you struggling? Oh, fucking hell, yeah. In this bloody weather, yeah. Christ. And we'll just keep on for a little bit longer. Whoever else is out there. I'm just doing a little bit of a mind wander in a minute. Probably go soon as well. I've got to crack on. Column. Oh, here we go. So, arriving on Saturday, cans of drink. Oh my fucking God. 26th. When is the 26th? Oh, right. That's when the paint's going to arrive. Great. Brilliant. So, we're sort of here talking about sort of random things, sort of anyone who's up here. I got my archaeology class tonight, which is on the Romans. Oh yeah, planning my column for the newspaper. And I did my sheep shearing yesterday. Planning. Do you know, I've got a headache. Sort of one of those weird tired headaches, which I think probably need to lie down or something. Oh yeah, last night I did my last night I was doing my book edit, which I did until late. So Roman book edit from page 140, chapter 4. Yeah, I've got to do some book editing today as well. If I can work out space in my head to do it. Chapter 4. Oh, and it's so good to completely edit that short film yesterday. It really, really was an end to that. Book to USB stick and photo 80 and John. Yeah, I've got to check some stuff for the book. I'm writing a book on a place called Barry and Cadoxton in South Wales. That's almost done. I've just got to do lots of finishing touches with any book, you know. And that's going to be published by a local publisher in Barry. So, so you go. Okay, what did I do? What's that say there? Small film. Whoever's out there, say something, please. Paperwork sorted and adoption stuff and B and D cut. So probably go in soon. Hi, I was here yesterday. Oh my god, it's Jojo, the birthday person. I was actually just about to come off. Right. So it's good to have you on board. Jojo, what would you like to talk about? You've got the thingamajig to what we're talking about. It's bloody hot, but we can have a little bit of a chat for a little bit. And I just realised that should be I think that's little short film. Little small film, I think that is. I can take a photograph of that. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe today. It would be really good. So I'm just going to check something out. We've just been talking about loads of random stuff. So Jojo, it's you've got the you've got the thingy, and you know the type of stuff I talk about. So what would you like to talk about? It's over to you. It's over to you, Jojo. Did you have a nice birthday yesterday? I hope you did. I really do. Good birthdays. Have you ever seen a capybara in real life? Oh my god! Right, remind me what a capybara is. It's like a weird four-legged cuddly creature, isn't it? Or is it a bird? I've got this wrong. Tell us what a capybara is. Go on, explain what a capybara is. I've got a little sheep there that's saying, please, 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 please. Come on, little sheep. Capybara, isn't it a bird? Is a capybara a bird? Yeah? Hang on a minute. I do believe that I have seen a capybara in a zoo. Hang on. Capybara. You're going to say you saw a capybara yesterday. Capybara. Capybara. It's a bird, isn't it? Just double checking. So I just remembered about the capybara. And but Jojo, how was your birthday? Oh, right, I was wrong about a capybara. Capybara is that little small, cuddly little thing from South America and Chile, and it's something that they eat as well. It's a little largest living rodent, and it can pregnancies are up to 150 days, which is quite long for a rodent that size. Up to 66 kilograms, so heavy little bastards. Semi-aquatic herbivore that inhabits savannas and probably eaten as well. Capybaras friendly to humans. Is capybara a rodent or a pig? It's definitely a rodent with little teeth. Little capybara cuddly toys online. So I could call my sheep. Come on! Snowdrop! 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 Guys! Snowdrop! 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 I may have to feed the little sheep a minute. Hang on. Snowdrop! Snowdrop, I've got to go and get the little sheep a minute. So oh, hang on. A few flies about. Right, I've got to get the little sheep. Hang on, guys, I will be back getting a little sheep. Little sheep! Little sheep! Blow your house down. Little sheep! Where are you? Oh, we got a little bird here. It's not a capybara, it's a little bird. So yeah, we're talking about capybaras at this minute. Not that I think I've seen a capybara in the zoo actually. Now that was not a bird. Guys, like and subscribe, please. That would be good. Has anyone ever seen a capybara in life? Right, it's like a big rodent type thingy from Chile. I don't know why you mentioned capybaras, but Jojo mentioned capybaras. And Jojo was the birthday person yesterday. Community. Community. Oh, and I mentioned the caravan yesterday as well. So I've got a little turkey in my lap. Lush having turkeys. I love turkeys. I do. They've got really good personalities. And I got one by year. It's going me 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 me. Oh God. Done class research. Capybaras. Anyone ever seen the capybara? We were having a really good discussion earlier on but it's got really hot, and archaeology community need input, and the caravan doing Fishbourne. So I've got a little baby turkey in my lap. It's going, what the hell am I here for? You know, I don't want to be here. And we've got to do Spain photographs next week for my class. But tonight we're doing sort of Fishbourne Roman Palace. So Irish Museum. Irish Museum. I wonder if there's a collections expert in the Irish Museum looking at Roman material, because there is stuff in Ireland which is Roman. So guys, as I said, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I got a little baby turkey here. It's lovely with a snood. I think you're a male, aren't you? They're lovely turkeys. I could probably have to put this one back with its friends. Do you know, this one is so hot. It really is. I'm just gonna double check on something. Saturday, Sunday. Nothing to do with capybaras. Monday and Tuesday. Guys, anyone out there who is there, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm probably going to be going in a moment. I think I've run out of steam. Cornish Roman mines. Spain. And Cornish Roman mines. Sort of up to date now, so that's good. And class fees for tonight. So that'll be good. For anyone watching out there, I'm going to be off in a minute. If you are watching, don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyone, if you is liking and subscribing to my channel, please be aware that I will be on tonight at 7:10 live. It's an archaeology sort of class, and you'll be able to communicate with me on that a little bit. Sort of, it's not the same as this because it's like Zoom, YouTube, but same as. I'm going to call that a night now. Come on, baby Baldrick. No, baby Baldrick, baby Snowflake. We're going to call that. We're going to call that a day. So, lovely little bird. It's a turkey. Look at the turkey. Right, I'm off now. So, like and subscribe. Join my channel. £1.99. Great having you there. And tonight I'll be back on at 7:10. Goodbye. Thank you.